Partly cloudy and 19 degrees Celsius for rounds 16, 17 and 18 of the FIA Formula 3 European Championship at Zandvoort, with championship leader Lance Stroll, 5 wins in the current season, starting from P3. Teammate Maximilian Gunter, who has 2 wins, is on the first row, P2. The pole sitter, though, Nick Cassidy from New Zealand, who earns his first pole of the season on the circuit park of Zandvoort. And at the start of race 1, Stroll with a perfect start and overtaking Nick Cassidy and Maximilian Gunter into the first corner. Cassidy P2, Callum Ilott P3. Maximilian Gunter, though, loses 2 positions and is P4. Stroll literally flies away and is already 4.3 seconds in front of second place Nick Cassidy after just 6 laps. Callum Ilott finds there's no runoff area here at Zandvoort, and Wayron Tan loses control as well and makes a trip into the gravel trap of the circuit. It's a tough fight between Callum Ilott and Maximilian Gunter. Ilott puts him under pressure, but Gunter is able to defend his position until the end, which sees another win for Lance Stroll, taking his 6th victory of the season and extending his lead in the championship. Nick Cassidy finishes second, followed by the Italian Alessio Lorandi. Well, the afternoon conditions are still cloudy at Zandvoort. The pole sitter in race 2 is Callum Ilott for Van Amersfoort Racing, and right next to him for Prema Power Team is Nick Cassidy. Maximilian Gunter is P3, and the championship leader Lance Stroll got a penalty for a forbidden part of suspension he used in the second qualifying session. Stroll last row, as well as Sergio Sette Camara. So at the start of race 2, Nick Cassidy overtakes Callum Ilott, takes the lead with a rousing start. Maximilian Gunter passes Ilott as well and earns P2, to the delight of the Prema Power Team. Less good news for Prema, though, is the fact that Lance Stroll is stuck behind Sergio Sette Camara, P18. A little while later, Lance Stroll voluntarily gives up and parks his car in the box. No points for the championship leader. Super slow-mo of Callum Ilott, P3. Nick Cassidy still in front. Maximilian Gunter is P2 but isn't able to attack the leader, so at the finish it's going to be Nick Cassidy that catches 25 points and wins his first race in the FIA Formula 3 European Championship, ahead of Maximilian Gunter, who could gain 18 points on the championship leader Lance Stroll. Callum Ilott finishes P3. It's race number 3 and it's a sunnier day on Sunday, and the fans await the race in the dunes. Pole sitter in race 3 is Maximilian Gunter for Prema Power Team, second placed in the championship. Nick Cassidy will go from P2. David Beckman for Cape Styler 24 Mooker Motorsport is P3, and the championship leader Lance Stroll starts from behind as his penalty he got in the qualifying session 2 applies to the third race as well as that of the second. So at the start then, there will be no changes after the first corner. The top 4 will be Maximilian Gunter, Nick Cassidy, David Beckman and Alessio Lorandi. So Maximilian Gunter in front. The gap to Nick Cassidy is about 1 second. Beckman 2.7 seconds behind. Lance Stroll drives into the box without damage, the leader of the championship, using the race as a test session. The returning Wayron Tan is off the track due to a driver mistake, and he's out of the race. The Brit Callum Ilott loses control over his car just for a short time, but stays on track. Good save. Nick Cassidy gets a bit closer to Maximilian Gunter, and the gap is just 8/10 now, but Gunter still holds his position. Prema Power Team dominating the third race in Zandvoort, with Gunter and Cassidy flying away in front. David Beckman is more than 6 seconds behind in P3. So Maximilian Gunter wins his third race of the season ahead of Nick Cassidy and rookie David Beckman, and as he celebrates in Parc Fermé, he's now on 203 points and therefore edges a little bit closer to the championship leader Lance Stroll, who's on 259 points as we head to Spa.